Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have a Sims 4 speed build for you guys today. I'm wearing my Sims shirt. I've got my axolotl earrings on. In fact, I'll show you this side. See? So, I think I'm ready. In fact, this is Love Struck I've got going on, and I'm pretty sure the build that I did for this speed build is in the Love Struck world, so it's kind of perfect. It's a very vibrant build. I've adjusted a lot of lights as I've been building to make it very atmospheric and interesting, so let's get straight into it and have a look. I decided pretty early on for this one that I kind of wanted to have this really interesting effect for the window. I've seen this on other houses before where you normally have this kind of archway for the front door, but I thought it might be kind of interesting to have an archway just for the window, and then it makes it a bit more of a statement, you know? It makes it a bit more of something to look at. At first I was thinking maybe it's a bit weird, and to be honest it probably still is a bit weird, but I thought it could be really interesting. You'll have to let me know what you think, but it was just something to spice things up a little bit. I'm always thinking about how I can, do different things to make my builds different from each other, because sometimes I feel like it's so easy to get stuck into a certain style and a certain routine, and you end up building the same house in different fonts. You'll try and do different types of house, although really you're not even doing different types of house, you're kind of doing different styles of house, and then you'll find that your houses are all shaped the same and you do the same layout each time, and it's like, that's not particularly interesting, Like, I want each building to try and I just want each lot that I built to try and stand out from each other. Which is partly the reason why I wanted to go for this colourful idea, because I was thinking I really wanted to do a build that was very focused on the new kit. The new kit that we have, the Grange Mudroom Kit. And most of the time you only really see a mudroom in houses that, not even posh, but people who definitely have a little bit more money sometimes are more likely to have a mudroom. It really depends what kind of mudroom. Like, if it's just a little entranceway to your house, it's a bit different, but I'm more talking the kind of things we have in this kit with, like, the built-ins. Like, most of these houses that have these really nice built-ins, they're probably a little bit more on the expensive side. But I kind of thought, instead of this really, the family home that you would expect to see these built-ins in, I wanted to do something a little different in style. And I feel like I don't really build these kind of houses very often, these kind of Mediterranean, maybe I'd say, kind of houses. But I think, for me, I tend to get very stuck in a certain colour scheme, and I was kind of going for this yellow and pink on the front, but for the most part I was also trying to bring in so many different colours, and I think in some ways it was easier, or at least I thought it was going to be easier. It started off that way, but then I felt like I almost got a bit stuck, because yes, I was trying to bring in, I could use any colours when you think about it, but then at the same time you can really tell when something doesn't match. Even if I have a rug with loads of colours on it, you still have to try and find other furniture items to go with it that at least have the same colours that are on that rug, because you can't have all these different kinds of blues and all these different kinds of greens. But then The Sims 4 is notorious for just having these such just different colours everywhere. Actually trying to find matching colours for things is really difficult. So that definitely made this a lot harder, and sometimes you just have to accept that you're not going to find that shade that you really wanted for something. It's just not going to happen, no matter how hard you try. It's just like the colour purple in this game. It barely exists. There's no purple anything. Or at least the purple, it's kind of similar to the pink I have in this house actually. That kind of purple colour that's really bright, when really the majority of us want like a nice pastel purple. You're not gonna get it. That's just not what this game is trying to do. But as you can see, if we're going actually to what I'm doing in the build right now, I was trying to figure out that bit of the roof, because, you know, all the other houses kind of have a mixture of actual roof and then sort of flat bit on the top with maybe some fencing, and I was trying to do that here, but it just didn't look right. And as you can see, it's doing that thing where some of it goes more into the roof than the other side does. You could see it there a minute ago, and it was really annoying me. I was getting kind of annoyed by it, and I was like, look, we'll just do roofing. That's okay. As long as it looks good, it's fine. You know, I have done houses that have more of that kind of platform thing on the top. I do really like this little bit of roofing I did though. Like, not even roofing. What do you call that? Kind of looks like decking, but I mean, I don't know what to call it, but I've done this in a few other builds before, and I wasn't originally planning to do it for this one, but again, it just adds something else to the roof to just kind of mix things up a bit, because it's not a very complicated roof, so when you add things like this to it, it just makes it a little bit more interesting. Just adds something to the back of the house. I knew I was going to really want to have this big balcony on the back, so we have the balcony on the front that's a bit smaller, and then we have this back one. I just knew it would be a really nice way to get some more things in for the garden. I think in the end I ended up putting a yoga mat out there and like a towel to sunbathe, so we have a few options on there. Because definitely one thing for me when I'm trying to build these houses is thinking about just functional things to put in, like whether it's skills or things that are just fun in gameplay, because otherwise it feels like you must have an empty house when you don't have any items that, you know, are fun for gameplay. You just sort of need that when you're actually going to play in it. If, you know, if any of you do decide to play in this, it's got some things to do in it, which is always good. Here I am trying to find a colour for the roof that matches the other houses, and I really like this roof trim. Was that the Love Struck one? Was it for rent? I think that was the Love Struck one. I just think it's really pretty, and obviously it goes with that yellow that we already have. It was definitely a struggle to have this yellow everywhere, because I like yellow, and it's not too bright of a yellow, but it still is very bright. And definitely one thing you can see. Have I already changed it yet? I was building in this really overcast way until I went into live mode, because as you can see down there, there is a guy living here. It was the guy that was just already on this lot, and this isn't a fresh save, so it is just a random, you know, generated townie at this point. It's not one of the original. I mean, I don't even know if there's a townie that normally lives in this lot. As you can see, it's the Castadella lot. But yeah, there was just a random guy here, and I couldn't really be bothered to like move in a specific sim, and I don't really know what specific sim I would move in anyway, so I let him stay here. You're gonna see him a little bit close up at some point when I'm trying to test out the bathroom, and you just have him sitting in the bath. But sometimes it's good to just have a test sim, especially as I really wanted to experiment with lighting in this one, and I'll go into that a little bit more when we're actually there. But I had quite a lot of fun figuring out some of the lighting for this, so it was a good time. As you can see, I'm working on the pavement, and I realised it didn't really fit in to the pavement in the rest of the world, so I do change it a little bit, at least at the front. I make it look like it blends in a bit more. And this thing I was doing here with the rocks, I actually don't even know if I like it, and I know that sounds you know, it's a little controversial. Like, why would I keep it if I didn't like it? But it's different. It's not what I'd usually use to kind of line the beds. So I thought I should try and go for it. Maybe I shouldn't have used all of these new rocks. I think those were from the nature event. I assumed they were. In fact, I think it's literally coming out of it on the screen, but because I haven't paused it, I can't tell. I think they're from the nature event. And again, they're kind of new, so I was like, let's give them a go, let's try and use them. Definitely had to utilise some trees in areas where things didn't look quite as I wanted them to. Which is a thing you do sometimes, because like, sometimes no matter how hard you try to adjust your house, there's going to be a part of it that looks kind of weird. Especially on that side of the house that we just went past. No, actually, it was the other side. So if you're looking at the screen right now, to the right, that big load of yellow, that we end up putting like a load of things on one of the walls, so I can't have any windows on that side. I think I end up like covering some windows with furniture on the inside anyway. Sometimes like you need to. I can't have a whole wall with no windows on it, just like you get in real life. I always find that so ugly. Like, sometimes you just gotta accept that that window's gonna be useless. You wouldn't in real life, but in The Sims, why not? You know, who's gonna stop me? Here we got the pool. You gotta have a pool on a lot like this. I think it just makes sense. And I didn't even spend that much time thinking about where I was gonna put it. It made sense here, you know? Maybe I should have done a different shaped pond. No, maybe I should have done a different shaped swimming pool, actually, now that I think about it. Made things interesting. And look, as you can tell there, I finally brightened up the lot so you can actually see the vision. You can see the vision a lot better now. It makes such a difference, the lighting. Here I am deciding what doors I want to use. I mean, it is pretty important to know what things you want to use before you kind of start deciding on your style. And I knew I was going to want to use a mix of the doors that obviously match the Love Struck pack and the windows that I've chosen. And just ones that would be perfect for, you know, when you get those nice double glass doors. And the windows to match. Like, I found, like, it was really important, I think, to me to just have that massive window space. And I thought it was going to be for a living room at first. Obviously, we had the balcony upstairs, and I knew that would have to be the master bedroom as long as I could make it work. But you'll see in a little bit that I did have some struggles with the floor plan. I get there in the end, but I had my issues there a bit. But, yeah, I knew I was going to want to have a few different styles of window here. And initially I thought it wouldn't work, but then again, in a house like this, that is this colourful, you can kind of get away with it, maybe more than you normally could. But there's definitely a lot going on. Oh my god, it's actually painful watching myself do the floor plan for this. Look at how much I moved these stairs so much. I didn't cut this out at all. You can see how many times I moved the stairs, and then I started trying to do things upstairs, realised it wouldn't work. It's weirdly, this is the hardest bit about building a house, I think, you know, figuring out where you want everything to go and the best place for the things to go, but it's also the most fun part. Like, whenever I watch somebody else building something in this game, I always find it fun to watch what they decide to do with the floor plan, you know, where they decide to put things. So I don't know why, it's like a puzzle. I think that's why it appeals to me. It's kind of fun to watch people complete the puzzle of the floor plan. In the end, this house ends up coming to 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, if I remember correctly. Because we have a hall bathroom up here, and an ensuite, and then one downstairs. And we have the 3 bedrooms. I have 2... I think I decided on 2 child bedrooms, but then I think one of them is a little bit more teen looking. So we have more of a teen bedroom and a child bedroom, and then obviously your master one. I think the master bedroom ends up being the smaller room, but they have this amazing balcony, so it's like the trade-off. You get an ensuite, a lovely balcony, and a bit of a small bedroom. You can fit the double bed in there though, it's just I couldn't have a nightstand on both sides, but in real life that's just the kind of thing you probably just have to just put up with, you know? It's not that big of a deal. But oh my god, okay, you might hate this, but yes, I use these rainbow doors upstairs. Yes, it's a bit much, but come on. I never get a chance to use those doors, and I just had to try here. I'm also putting in a walk-in shower. What am I using that correctly? Not a walk-in shower, like a just a big shower. I mean, let's be real, like a custom shower. That's the word. I was looking for custom, but it's actually got 2 showers because you know what? In real life, it'll be kind of romantic to be able to have a shower, you know, with your partner at the same time. I think it's kind of cute to be able to both be in there. So, and hey, it's a romantic pack. This is Love Struck, so you know what? Speaking of Love Struck, I feel like it's still almost very controversial to say that you like this pack, and I think, honestly, I know it makes the relationships a lot harder, but personally, I really do enjoy that about the game. Like, I think out of all the things that have been annoying in packs, like, I think some of the stuff that we got in Fairies has been quite annoying with the balance and luck and all of that stuff. Like, that's been kind of annoying. But the things in Love Struck with actually having to work a bit harder with relationships has almost saved the game a little bit for me. Because I felt like I almost got kind of bored of my relationships in the game. Because I never really had to try. Like, I would get Sims together, get married, or even not married, but like, they'd have their forever partner, and then I just never bother with them anymore. I'm like, because I tried to do a lot of different legacy stuff, right? And have, you know, a Sim that finds a partner, has kids. Then all of my focus is on the kids, and I kind of give up focusing on that Sim's partner. But with Love Struck, you do actually have to focus on it. Because otherwise the relationship falls apart. And I know we don't always want lots of realism in The Sims. It's kind of nice to have that balance of things being kind of goofy and not too real. But I kind of think it was a really nice realism to actually have a reason to try and focus on relationships and build them still. You know, making your Sims go out for dates still, because, you know, as people, that's what we still do. We don't just, well, in healthy relationships, we don't just stop talking to our partner after being with them for a while. And obviously real life couples do struggle with that when they have kids. So honestly, it's a realism that I can kind of get behind, and I don't feel like it's too difficult to have to make your Sims stay in love. Obviously it's hard when they have that fear. What's the wording of the fear? Well, you know what I mean. If you've played the pack, you know what I mean. That fear that they get, that does make it harder. In fact, I did a legacy once. I did a legacy with a polyamorous Sim. Not a whole legacy, but like one of my heirs was polyamorous. And she had 2 partners. That was really hard. Like, I think it's manageable. With 2 Sims being together, but with having 2 partners, that is really hard. And I ended up, I think, killing one of the partners, which is kind of messed up, but it was kind of fun for the story. I let it happen. It wasn't totally my fault, I just chose not to do anything about it. And I feel like that's a classic thing that we as players, we say, okay? I could have stopped it, I didn't. It was fun, and honestly, it made my life a little bit easier. So, I support people's choice to polyamory in real life, but in The Sims, be ready for chaos. Be ready to be stressed. But I should probably actually start talking about the build here. As you can see, I'm working on this entranceway that has a lot of the Mudroom Kit. I think I end up using the majority of the items of the kit. I couldn't guarantee I use all of them, but the majority of them I use in this kit. And I don't always make videos with every new kit that comes out, because honestly I don't buy every new kit that comes out. The kits, when you think about it, are expensive, even though they're the cheapest thing to get. For what you get out of them, they're expensive, and we've had some really good ones recently. Surprise surprise, the good ones are the ones that the creators have made. But I think with this mudroom one, I kind of just was really inspired by it. I think this built-in thing is so fun, and I honestly feel like these built-ins are done so much better than the ones that we have in what's the name of the pack? I mean, the pack's right on the screen right now. The interior decorator pack. Oh god, see, I'm terrible at names. Okay, so I feel like that kind of thing I really wanted out of that pack. They're good items, but the lighting on them's kind of weird. They don't always clip together very well, whereas with these built-ins, they're much easier to just use where you want them. There's no weird lighting glitches, and it just makes that entryway look so, like, done. It looks so finished, if that makes sense. Like, all the storage that it would actually provide to have this entryway in your house would be amazing. All those, like, different colours. But there's just something about it that just has such a good look that looking at it makes me feel really satisfied. So I really enjoyed using it, and I don't think I'll probably need to use it all the time. Because again, I try to do builds sometimes where I don't use like every pack that I have. This is definitely a build where I just use anything. But it's good to limit packs sometimes. And I think the next time I try and build, maybe I'll limit packs. I think I'll try to. I'll try and do like maybe a smaller build. Honestly, you know what? I haven't tried to do a starter build in a long time. Like a starter home. Maybe I should try and do that, and I'll limit packs. I'll have to have a think about what could be fun to use. I guess I haven't done any building on here for the fairy pack, but I don't know if I'm in the mood to make a house like that right now, you know? So I will have a think. I will have a think about that one. Or if I don't do a starter home, I'm working on a legacy kind of thing right now, so that might be coming up. Maybe I'll do a legacy, or at least a build for my legacy on here, but I'm not quite at that point yet. Honestly, I'm kind of at this weird bit of it where I'm almost at the prequel, because I could just start the whole thing in a new save, but I want to start it with a sim that I've just had born in a save. So wait and see on that one. I think I'm going to start streaming that on Sunday or Friday or Sunday. I think I agreed Friday on my stream schedule, which I have posted on my YouTube, by the way. But yeah, if that's at all interesting to you, you can kind of see this sim that we're gonna have be our legacy heir grow up and then become our legacy heir. It's a legacy challenge that I have written myself. I will post more details on here of that when we get closer to that point, because it's not quite finished yet. But wait and see on that one. It's going to be really fun. But anyway, back to the build. See, I thought I was going to struggle to find things to say. I'm not really struggling. I can yap. I can really yap about anything. Once again, I am using a kit. I am so sorry. This is that kitchen clutter kit that we got. It's just so cute. Everything in it is so cute, and you're going to see later on that one of those paintings with all the fruit on it I used upstairs in one of the kids' bedrooms. Oopsie, didn't realise until I was editing, and I'm not going to go change it now. So that's okay. Maybe the kid really liked the print so much that they asked their parents to get another one for them, a smaller one. Hey, it's a cute painting. But I really wanted it set up. Like, I wanted this house to feel, although we have the built-ins, I wanted the house to feel kind of messy and kind of disorganized. I thought that was kind of a fun part of it. Like, I don't think these people that live here are tidy people. I think they are kind of messy. They leave stuff out. You know, that's what, at least for me, I was imagining when I was building this. So for me, that makes a lot of sense. Oh, we're doing the dining room now. I really wanted to use these tables. Oh my god, I can't remember what tables I used. I think I did use these. Yes, because, again, when do you ever use a table that's this crazy? These chairs, though, that I decided on, I used them because they matched the flooring. I'm not sure about those. Maybe I should use different chairs, especially for this kind of house. I don't know if those chairs work, but I stick with them. I don't end up changing them. Once again, maybe that's a mistake, but I think the colour just worked so well with the flooring that I accepted that. You can once again see me messing about with lighting a bit here too. I think this is such a nice dining space though. Like the fact that this house has such a big dining room, despite having only 3 bedrooms. Like maybe they're the kind of people that really like to entertain. Like they really love having guests around. And it's kind of fun to play with that. Yeah, I know did I leave in me? I left in me quitting the game. Oh my god. Okay, so now we have this front bit of the house. I decided to use the stepping stone from For Rent. Because I think I decided that all of that paving covering the whole front and the garden was a bit too much. I think I needed to bring in some green. And I thought, again, they're stepping stones when you think about it. So it matches the style and it brings in a different colour, which I think was important. And these hedgerows, again, I don't really use them very often, but the colours on them, they're very tropical looking. They worked very well here. Once again, using these little stones. They're almost like a different colour to the other stones, I noticed. They look very new. They almost kind of look like the kind of stones that you would buy to have as decoration, and like not real stones. Like they kind of look fake, but I think that makes sense. Oh my god, here's the chair, okay? Did you see that little multicolored chair I put in? Thinking, oh, this chair is going to look really cute. Like, I'll find a table to match it later on. I forgot right until the end where I was going through taking screenshots and that chair was still just out. In the end, I decided to just get rid of it because I couldn't find a table. And look, I found that other table. I found that other like normal bench kind of table instead. Like we didn't need to have 2 sets of tables out here. But yeah, I kind of forgot about that chair right until the last minute, which is my brand. That is definitely my brand. Oh god, you know what I'm really worried about thinking about this right now? I am really worried that I didn't end up painting that balcony floor. Now, we're gonna have to see together at the end if I end up coming back and doing that, but I have a really horrible feeling that I didn't, and I maybe didn't do the other balcony either. Yikes. Oh no, you can really tell I haven't like built in a while. I'm a little rusty. I just haven't really been in the mood to build anything recently. With the legacy I've been playing, obviously, again, it hasn't really been a legacy yet. This is just I basically made a save to play with the new fairy pack. Even in that one, I couldn't be bothered to build that much with it. I kind of just got something from the gallery and like built on from that. So I took somebody else's very basic house and I kind of made adjustments to it because I've been kind of in a weird space recently. I just haven't really been in the mood to build anything. So with this one, I just got a sudden inspiration. I just wanted to do something that felt very, very summer, considering we're kind of at the end of summer now. We're still having this last bit of sun though. I mean, if you couldn't tell from my voice, I live in the UK. And honestly, the weather towards the end of August was not looking the best. Like it was kind of hot, but almost not really. For the most part, we had a lot of rain and it was kind of miserable. So yeah, we had quite a lot of rain. recently, and then all of a sudden, you know, after my time off from work, I get back to work, and of course, that's when we get some nice sunny days. Why does it always happen like that? I almost feel like this house is me manifesting some more warm days before I can get into the, like, you know, I can get into autumn. I just want some warm days before autumn time, because I love autumn. Okay, autumn is my birthday. My birthday is in October. I love everything to do with autumn time. I love Halloween. Personally, I like anything to do with like witchcraft and all that kind of stuff. So for me, like, autumn's my favorite season. But I just wanted a few hotter days in summer. Like, why did we get so unlucky this year? You know, it does kind of suck. Because me and my partner, we ended up going camping together. And I haven't been camping since I was a kid. And it was really, really, really fun. But it was also rainy and stormy. And I don't know if you know what it's like to be in a tent with thunder. But really scary. It was fine. Like, we were totally fine. But, you know, it's like not the most pleasant thing when it's late at night and you want to go to the loo, but it's storming outside and you're gonna have to walk across the field to get to the loo. I would go camping again, but like maybe I think I'll wait until we get some sunnier weather again next year. I don't think I'm ready to go camping again yet, but it was fun. But once again, coming back to the build here, you can see I have done a lot more of the outside. I really like the little bits of green and like the plants that we've added on the front. Once again, this continuing the theme of trying to use things I don't usually. There are those purple flowers that I've put on the different sides of the house. I never use those because I feel like I don't know how to use them. And maybe I haven't used them how they normally would be used in here. I mean, I've put them on different parts of the building, but again, it looks kind of patchy. It does look kind of patchy, but I feel like it's kind of interesting. It's got that bright, like, vibrant colour added to the yellow and the pink. I think it works, but I can understand if it's not everybody's cup of tea. It's fair enough, but hey, you know, again, sometimes you have to make yourself use things you don't. It's one of those things, and I really tried here to branch out. And I honestly think it looks really cute. I think it looks really cute, and I don't always say that about my builds. Sometimes you spend a load of time building something and it ends up being kind of rubbish. But no, I think this build is cute. I think it's just somewhere that I probably wouldn't live myself. Like, I think this house would make my eyes hurt to look at. But I think it's cute, and I think it's cute in its own way. But here we go onto some of the bedrooms. Like, I think I put the windows in here and I think I start furnishing the bedrooms, but we'll see. I don't really remember. Okay, yeah, so I'm working on some curtains. I knew I was going to want to use these for rent curtains, but I didn't know what colour theme. And obviously, once these curtains are so patterned that you really have to decide on the whole theme of the room to go with them. And I can't remember if these, I don't think these stay the same. I think I go for a slightly different shade of the same pattern. But yeah, I'm really trying to figure out the theming for each room. I think also I was just trying to like embrace having a multitude of colours as well. I think for the most part I end up setting on like 2 colours. I end up settling on like 2 colours for a room. I like have, you know, like a pink and blue room, and maybe have some neutrals to go with it. But for the most part I stick to those main colours. But here I was trying to bring in multiple colours in one space. Okay, so you can see here I do the crime that I admitted I did earlier with the built-ins. I completely blocked out the windows on that side. You can't really tell from the outside, to be fair, but once again, for doing a build that's trying to emphasize the mudroom kit, I knew that we needed to have these built-ins in each room, because it feels like maybe they were built into the house, but you know, when the house was built. It's the kind of thing that, you know, it's a built-in, so they built them all at the same time in each room to have the storage space. So I think it made sense to have them in different rooms instead of just like in one of the normal wardrobes. And when you think about it, again, the amount of storage that these Sims have is kind of crazy. Like, they have so much room to do what they like. I think it's kind of funny that the teenager ends up having more storage space than the parents do. But once again, we know who has the better room. And yeah, I know it's kind of weird to have a balcony door from a toilet as well. Like, if you can see here, the bathroom at the top, the one that's like the family bathroom, does have a door going out to the balcony. I think this is something that does happen in some houses. Like, I don't think it's totally unrealistic, but it's not ideal. And here we go with the colours. I think the bathrooms ended up being the most vibrant in the house, because you can kind of get away with it in a bathroom. In fact, the ensuite almost looks kind of normal, which I kind of liked about it. And when I say normal, I mean like a plain bathroom, right? And then you just have that double shower that's just so bright. It's fun, okay? I promise it's fun. I think it would be a little bit of a jump scare if you first move into this house. You first buy this house, you go in, you're like, oh, the ensuite is very neutral, and then you turn and you just see this rainbow room. I think it would probably make your eyes hurt. Your eyes would adjust to the neutral, and all of a sudden you would adjust to these bright colours. Okay, so at this point, I'm changing some of the sinks I had, because they didn't really feel like they matched the theme that we were going for. And again, I guess there wasn't really a particular furniture theme, but they almost felt like, I mean, I guess it's the colours as well. Having like the plain white against all of the colour makes more sense in this case. I mean, otherwise I feel like it would be quite hard to see how, you know, would see what everything is in this bathroom if you had everything a bright colour. And, you know, at least here we have the actual, you know, the things in the bathroom just be very neutral, very easy to see. I also find that I put the soap dispensers in, but I guess technically they'd be a little bit annoying, because, you know, the kind of the way that the sink is, you'd sort of have to reach your hand down to just be able to get some soap from the sink. But hey, it's the type of sink. It is what it is. I really liked that bath mat. I think that bath mat is so good. And to be fair, the polka dot one's nice too, but I feel like the rainbow one in the main bathroom is just perfect for all the different colours we have on the wall. See, again, when do you use this pattern curtain? When does it work? It's perfect in this house. Is it too much? Yes. But it's perfect in that way. Yeah, I'm wondering now if I should have cut out some of this bathroom stuff. It's not really interesting, is it, just putting the towels in, but hey. It's necessary. Oh, also this bed. I really wanted to use this bed because I never really do, and it's just, with the accent colours on it, I thought it would kind of work for this vibe, but I couldn't, it didn't really match the built-ins. Oh god, okay. This is where I have to apologise, okay? Did you notice there was that massive cut there? Yeah, so I was building and then suddenly realised I had stopped well, I stopped recording to go and get something from the kitchen, I think, and I came back and I just started building and realised I'd kind of forgotten to press the start recording again. You only missed like 5 minutes, and that's why I briefly went over those rooms that you missed. Don't worry, we'll come back to it at the end, and I'm sure we'll go back upstairs at some point and you'll get to see what you missed there. I more just, I was saying about that bed, I ended up choosing, I think, a bed from, I want to say high school years, but I could be wrong. But I went for more of a blue tone in that room, where initially I was going for yellow. And as I was starting to say before, it's because of the built-ins. Like, I needed to find a way to make the built-ins match everything. And the two different yellows, the very pale yellow of the built-in compared to the bed being kind of more vibrant, that's the kind of thing I was talking about at the beginning. Like, I didn't want different shades of the same colour. I wanted to try and in one room have like lots of colours, but lots of different colours. Does that make sense? Really glad I managed to get a picture of the clown in. Very important. Probably the most important thing of the build. I think I'm perfectly warranted in saying that. Here I am experimenting with some different lights that I don't usually go for. It's a very weird shaped living room, but I'm hoping it's kind of cozy. It's very long, but that's where the built-ins kind of work. But I thought it was an interesting size, and we're going to get to a point with the living room that I'm trying to figure out about that other side of the room, and I was desperately trying to think of what I would usually put in a big living room like this. And then I suddenly thought, like, actually, I was trying to have more hobbies and things for our Sims to do, and I decided to make that other part of the living room like a bit of a craft room, which I'm really glad that I did. I think the lighting in that area as well, I mean, the lighting in this living room is really good. It's really cozy. Even with those bright colours, I think it ends up being really cozy. Yeah, you see, I was pretty brave with that wallpaper. I think it works, especially with this, with the pink tone on the wall and the orange on this side. It all just comes together so well. Like, I'm so glad I decided to try and do it like this. This is such a different build to what I'd usually make, but it's really fun. But you can see I'm just starting to work on the craft area now. I just kind of have the feeling that maybe one of these parents makes like everything. They have this business, like maybe like a small business kind of thing. It's not like this is not a small business lot. This is just a normal residential lot. But just for the story, I know you have that, what's the name? There's like an app that comes with it that you can sell your creations on. I imagine like this sim just uses that all the time. Kind of like in the UK we have this app Vinted, which is, you're selling secondhand things. Like I kind of feel like it's something like that, where it's very chill. Oh, I guess you know what? I'm probably thinking something a bit like Etsy more than Vinted. Like she makes her own things. I say she. For some reason, I'm just thinking she in my head. I just think, like, these colours. I think it's very cute Sam, who, I have a vibe in my head. I feel like I really want to make a sim for this house now. who does all like their selling on online, and it's like, I think, you know what? I think it's because I've been playing a lot of Sticky Business recently. If you don't know what that game is, if you couldn't tell from the name, it's about making stickers. It's about having a small business where you make stickers. And there's a bit of a story to it. Like, you get to know your customers. But it's so cozy. And I think, in all honesty, I think I was really inspired by that game for this. I think I like the idea that me playing the game, I have got like a setup like this with all of my little crafty things around me, and it's got that kind of really calm kind of lighting, and maybe the TV's on in the background and I'm just making my stickers, just there's something about, like, I can feel myself sat there with my little small business. I would really recommend that game if you just want to chill. It is so chill. Like, the music in it is so good. I could play it all day. I've been playing it a lot on stream recently. I've done 2 streams, 2 like separate hour streams playing it, because it's a good one to just chat to. Like, you know, have a little chat, making my stickers. I've made some dinosaur ones, some mushroom ones. I really love mushrooms. I really love the design of mushrooms. I have so many different outfits that are very mushroom themed. So, you know, the second I saw the different types of mushrooms I had in the game, I was like, yes. I will probably mostly use those mushrooms in every sticker now. And I have this, like, cat one. It's, like, witchy cat. It's just so cute. I love that game so much. I really recommend it. It's so fun. You can get it on Switch and on PC. I have it on PC. I don't have it on Switch because I thought it might be a bit annoying having to move the stickers about playing it on Switch. But, you know, if you play it on Switch and it's, you know, let me know if you have any opinions on it. I wouldn't know. I've only ever played it on PC. Once again, but getting back to the build. We're locking in here. I'm now back outside putting some plants in some of the bits I hadn't done before. I'm really annoyed that I missed some of those bedrooms. It's a shame that you don't really get to see that, I guess, until the end, but maybe it's a fun surprise. I guess we'll see, but I will go back around again. And I do have some still shots at the end of the video where you can just see everything. Am I getting to that point now? Yeah, I am. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we are now going through the final shots of the house, and you'll get to see the bedrooms you missed. Just look at the vibrancy of this house. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. I had to get that sunset picture in here. It is really, like, you know, you got the boxing there. Like, there's so much to do. It's cozy. It looks lived in. It's, remember, if you forgot before, it's got a nice big kitchen, nice big dining room, nice cozy living room, 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, swimming pool, barbecue out the back. I mean, you've got that frame TV there, you know, your guests can watch some TV as they're eating their meal. Has that crafting room. Just look at the lighting in that room. It looks beautiful. And we got a bit of the little Simsies kit in there too, with that computer. It's a good kit, okay. I keep going on about kits, I promise. You know, there's lots of other packs that are better than kits. If only they went on sale. But look at that living room. The colours are so fun to look at. Even the rainbow doors, I think, work. The rainbow doors work, and I don't regret it. There's that painting I used again. Very cute kid's bedroom, though. Cozy. Here's the teen bedroom that you didn't really get to see. Some clutter on the floor. Purple colours. I think this room's very cozy too. And here's the bedroom that I didn't get to show you. There's that bed that I think works. I think it works together a lot better with the turquoisey blue and the very dark blue. And the rainbow bathroom, which honestly I want to shower in there so bad. I think it's actually so beautiful. It's a bit much, but in a fun way. And I've never used that mirror before. That speech bubble mirror. Never used it, but it is fun to get to use it. I think I need to use it in more kids' bedrooms. But that is the build. Thank you so much for watching. That went by really fast. Here I am just putting it on the gallery. But yeah, if you want to download this, I think I put it as Love Struck Colourful Family Home. I think I ended up naming it. Here I am setting the description. Thank you so much for watching. I'm really grateful. I have got some more builds like this coming out in the future. I really want to get building again. I also want to do some more gameplay, and if I decide to go forward with this legacy, then you'll be seeing some more gameplay of my Sims, which I'm kind of excited for. I did try doing a gameplay video on here, but I don't know, I could tell I wasn't really in it. Like, and the way I used to record videos wasn't the best, so it was a lot harder to put videos out, but I've got a much better setup now. I mean, I actually have a microphone, okay? This thing, amazing, okay? You know what, I used to record videos on my phone and then email myself like bits, like segments of the voice recording, so yeah, we have a better setup now. And I can do things like this more often, so I'll stop yapping. I'm sorry, I'm terrible. Thank you so much for watching. I'm really grateful for you being here. You know, to say the cringy YouTuber thing, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. And I'll have more coming soon. See you later. Have fun. Have a lovely evening, morning, wherever you are.